And let's just take a look back up here. He does have a Viking even, so even with these, excuse me, especially with these turrets and this Viking, there's going to be absolutely no way that White Raw is going to be able to drop up here. And this may be the death of White Raw. This expansion is just pretty much useless. And he does feed back that medevac, and did not have, he was 29 energy short of being able to feed back that in one hit. And let's just take another look at this harvester count. He does manage, White Raw has managed to close that harvester gap down to 6, but all these probes are not going to be able to mine. And this is just not efficient with this many probes on these minerals. I mean, take a look at the income over here. Even without the mules that he just summoned, he was already 200 income per minute ahead. He does have these 3 Hellions sitting here. He has put a bunker. That observer is just going to go down in a flash, and now White Raw cannot see anything. He was not aware of these turrets, I do not think, so that is why that observer just kind of suicided over there. And he is getting an immortal. Not sure what the point of that is. GoOdy apparently just doing too much for me to keep up with. He seemed to have dropped his Hellions over here and just doing more and more harass. And he draws these Zealots charging into the line of fire of this tank and this bunker with 1 Marauder in it. And these Zealots are just going down like nothing. They cannot obviously hit this tank. There's just no way for White Raw to deal with this right now. I think he should just sack this expansion and perhaps take this one. Looks like he agrees with me. He's going to take down these rocks to go for this gold expansion. GoOdy did have an SCV there, so he is going to scout that out. GoOdy throwing down an expansion here, lifting this command center. He's going to go for this island. He's going to have 4 based White Raws, 1 in a minute. This is just going to go down. This Immortal needs to be on hold position. White Raw doing a little bit of miss micro there. This Immortal is just pretty much 3 units for White Raw, or for GoOdy. White Raw seems to be thrown off his game just by this double and triple front of harassment. He does have some Templar here, but there's no way he's going to be able to break this front. Look at this. 7 tanks just sieging up right here. A turret, another turret, and Terran is just so good at holding pieces of terrain, just key pieces of terrain. Looks like GoOdy is going to see with his Viking this expansion going up for White Raw. It is the gold, but I don't think that's going to be able to even get up in time, given that GoOdy has scattered it out. And here come the probes doing a little long distance mining. Another Hellion harass coming in for GoOdy, taking down a ton of probes. And as these probes are light units, as you can see, Hellions do extra damage to light. I'm going to see if I can find another Hellion. There you go. Versus light, 16 damage. And that is without the Infernal Pre-Igniter upgrade, I believe. Let's take a look. Yeah, that is correct. He does have the +1 weapons upgrade. This expansion is up. Sitting idle, doesn't really matter. White Raw is only mining on 1 base right now. GoOdy is landing this Viking for vision, and this tank is going to be able to just barely. Oh, that is so annoying for White Raw. Barely. Look at that. That Nexus isn't even in range of those arrows, you would think, but it is this circle that determines the radius of whether it can hit it. So just barely in range. He does need vision of it though, and that Viking did get taken out, so he's not going to have vision to be able to hit it. And look at this, GoOdy he just had a ton of energy, summoning over 7 mules, and look at this income just skyrocket. 2,000, 2,500, 2,600 minerals per minute for GoOdy. These mules are just so good versus White Raw's. He's now approaching 3,000 versus White Raw's 700. So he has 1, 2, he's got a gold. Ideally, he would have summoned these 6 mules at the gold, but really it does not matter. 3,000 minerals per minute versus 5,000 is not going to make a huge difference at this point in the game. Throwing down a scan, he is just going to see this paltry little force, the Storm going down, doing more damage to his Zealots than his Hellions. There goes another good Storm, but Storm is not that great against tanks, especially not this many, and White Raw does leave the game with this huge 16, 20, 21 tanks, not even sieged, and a Thor, just for good measure, and White Raw has lost this game. So, a very ridiculously good double harassment here. Drop ships by GoOdy, and Terran is a little bit cheesy, but GoOdy just abusing the hell out of White Raw with harass, and just harassed White Raw to death. And that is the end of this game. I will see you guys next time. This is Infinite signing out.